Hello, Southwest NCSY. My name is Yisrael Katz, and I'm the director of Denver NCSY. And welcome to the second day of Chesed Week for our region. And let's delve right into it. Today we're going to talk about the Torah's definition of Chesed, and there are three levels that we're going to talk about, and we're going to delve into how each one plays its part in the Torah's understanding. So first, there are three levels, and the first level is harming an individual. Right, the harming an individual is one way you treat someone. Second is helping an individual. Right, that's another way to treat somebody. So those two are very self-explanatory. The third one, which we're going to delve into the most, which we're going to try to kind of gather and see the Torah's understanding of it, is doing nothing at all. Right, what does the Torah say about that? So in the secular view, we see that doing nothing at all is very neutral. So, okay, there's that. But in the Torah's view, this kind of really separates the Jews and then the secular view. So the Gemara in Bava Metzia, the tractate of Bava Metzia, gives us a story that allows us to try to understand this on a much higher level. So the Gemara, the tractate of Bava Metzia, says. And it quotes a prohibition against Sar Ba'alei Chaim, which basically means causing pain to animals. Now, what does this mean? This means, and I'll bring an example to explain this, is that let's say that you are traveling with a donkey, right? And you're basically leaving an animal, and you're leaving the donkey in a state of discomfort, meaning that you're putting a lot of weight on the donkey, you're traveling it, you're letting it carry all the bags for you. So while you do that, the donkey is carrying too much weight and it's hurting you. And that is how you can define Sar Ba'alei Chaim. Most of the time, when you see causing harm to animals is when you pull off either a spider's leg or you don't feed your dog or something like that. That's really a level of causing an animal pain that you would think of. But even putting an animal in an uncomfortable situation, right, causing him discomfort, is also a level of Sar Ba'alei Chaim. And the Torah considers doing nothing as an act of cruelty, which belongs in the same category as doing active harm. Right, so they're saying that the first category of harming somebody and the category of doing nothing at all, they're the same thing. Right? They're saying that you're actively doing nothing. So, another example that the Gemara brings, which kind of explains this even more so, is that when Paro was in Egypt, right, when he was the Pharaoh of Egypt, and he asked his three advisors at the time how he should treat the Jewish people when they were in Egypt. So Bilam says that you should treat the Jews harshly. And you shouldn't give them any leeway in anything, and treat them as hard as you can. If you have to kill them, kill them. Right. So that's the first one. Then Yitro, who ends up being Moshe's father-in-law, he ends up saying that you should treat the Jews well. But then he realized that in the end, if he said that if you treat the Jews well because they're in our society, you treat them as regular human beings. He decided that if he said that, he'd probably be thrown in jail or killed. So he decided to escape, and then we know what happens from there. And then lastly, we see that Eov. Right, Eov was someone that just kind of stood there and didn't say a word. And we see here that Eov ends up having his own, right? Job ends up having his own sefer in Tanakh, right? He has his own story in the Torah. And that entire book is about the fact that Eov is being punished. The question is, why is he being punished? He's being punished because of the fact that he did nothing. When Paro asked him, how should we treat the Jews? And he said nothing. That caused him to be punished. Why? Because the Torah considers doing nothing just as cruel as being active in harming somebody. So lastly, and to kind of end this off, there's a halacha that says that you are not allowed to stand by and watch the blood of your fellow Jew. What does that mean? That means that if you see your Jew being hurt, if you see your brother or your sister, right, literally and not literally, right, you see another Jew suffering, and you walk away and you say, you know what, I'm not going to get involved. That's it. That's fine. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to get hurt. Right. So the Torah says that if you avoid that situation and you don't go and help them, then you yourself are just as bad as someone that is doing the damage himself. Right. So I was discussing tonight in Denver's Beit Midrash night with Sophie Pomerantz about the three pillars of the world. The first one is Torah. You have Torah, Avodah, Gemilut Chasadim, right? You have Torah, the service to Hashem, and then loving kindness. Why is kindness a pillar? Because kindness lasts forever. Kindness is a level that that never changes, right? You give tzedakah, you see someone that needs money, you give them money. You see someone that is sick, you bring them soup, right? There's the kindness that we have that Jews always give. Why? Because the precedent is set in the Torah, where if you do nothing, you're harming them in and of itself. So I give a bracha to everybody that every time you see someone that is suffering, you go out and you help them immediately, right? There's no hesitation, right? Because we as Jews, we want to be a light unto other nations. We have to lead by example. So when you see something wrong, don't do nothing, do something. Thank you, and everyone is always invited to Denver to experience how awesome we are.